Do you find that self-doubt can just absolutely cripple you sometimes, and it just feels like it's completely taking over your life? You go to do something, you get completely prepared for something, and then all of a sudden this niggly self-doubt starts in your mind and it just pulls everything down, right? Like you go with full intentions of achieving a task or a goal today, and then this doubt sneaks in. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I feel it when I record videos sometimes and I get myself all ready. I do my hair, my makeup, get the clothes out, set up the room, get everything where it needs to be. I stand in front of the camera and it's like freeze. Complete freeze. You know, do you get that? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I'm going to talk you through 5 steps that you can do if you find that self-doubt is coming in, kind of stopping you doing things, crippling you, and you go into that freeze mode. Let's dive into today's video. So the first thing you want to do is acknowledge self-doubt. You know, acknowledge that that's what it is. So acknowledge it when it comes up and see it for what it is, instead of, you know, let me use my example. So I've done my hair, my makeup, I've got dressed, I've set my room up to record today, and then I stand in front of the camera and no words come out, right? Like frozen. Acknowledge that it's doubt that's making me freeze, and not that you don't know what you're talking about, not that you don't have knowledge, not that you don't know how to do this, proceed. It's just the doubt. So seeing it for what it is, it's just self-doubt. Nothing more. It's self-doubt. It's that voice that says, you can't do this. What do you know? What do you know that they don't already know? Who do you think you are? Right? All of those phrases that might pop up in your mind, like, what are yours? I'm sure you can think of some right now, of those things that come up every time you go to do something that pushes you forward, that progresses you in your life, and the doubt sneaks in and rears its ugly head, and it will come out in different ways for everybody, I know, but acknowledging that that's what it is, and put a label on it, putting a very clear stamp label that says, this is self-doubt. This is self-doubt. It doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't mean that I can't do it. It's just self-doubt. And then when we have that self-doubt, it creates this confidence issue, and it affects our confidence, and it, like I said, it just freezes us, doesn't it? And it stops us right dead in our tracks. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is just acknowledge that that's what it is. It's self-doubt. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing or you can't do it. I think that's really important. It does not mean you cannot do it. Okay, step 2 is identifying where this doubt has come from, where it's come up in your life. Have a look back in your past, in your history, and write down, if that's easy for you, and track where this feeling has come up before. Has someone said something to you before that you can't do that? Or who do you think you are? You look ridiculous. No one listens to you. Pipe down. You know, that nice girl thing that we all do, right? Like, that we then behave like when someone says something to us, and we go into nice girl behavior of, oh, I shouldn't speak out, or oh, I shouldn't do that because they don't think I should, or they don't think I'm very nice if I do that. And we take on that persona. So track back, give yourself some time to track back and jot down some ideas of where this has shown up before for you. It could be a relationship, it could be at work. I think for me, I know I always give examples of work, but work is such a key indicator of our insecurities, our doubts, where they've come up from, and where we're using this nice girl image to hide, to protect ourselves, so that we don't shine and we don't show, and we keep ourselves very safe. So I always say work, actually, if you're struggling, look at work, because we spend the majority of our time at work. We have to be a certain someone at work. So look at work. Look at where has someone said something to me at work that I doubted myself. This could be a job that goes all the way back to your first ever job. It could go so far back that you think, as if that affects me now. But, you know, we'd be so surprised on things that happened further back in our past that affect us today. They seem to have more of an impact than we like to think. now than something that maybe just happened yesterday or last week, you know? So really give yourself a bit of space and a bit of time to go back and think, where has this come from? Identify it. That's where it was. I'm making this up, right? But like Lucy at work said she really thought I was shit at presentations, or I stood up in front of the class at school when everybody laughed because I got the words wrong. You know, like whatever it might be, just write them down so you can fully understand why you have self-doubt today and now. The third step is learning to silence that inner critic. We all have it. I'm sure you've heard of this before. We all have that voice inside that says we can't do something, that we shouldn't do something, we mustn't do something, and who the hell do we think we are to do it? If your family don't do it, why are you doing it? If your friends over there don't do it, why do you think you should do it? Who do you think you are? Comes up a lot for people. Who do you think you are? So learning to recognize those thoughts as criticism and a critic inside, and learning to silence them down. This is easier said than done. I mean, I'm really going to put my hands up on this one and be like, honestly, this takes a lot of practice. It does. But once you start to silence it, you know, you've done the other steps, you recognize it for what it is, identified it, labeled it, you can then learn to recognize it when it comes up and silence it. Silence it, quieten it down. Don't give it so much power. Don't give it so much energy in your life that it can derail you. Okay, so just learn to silence it and quieten it down and just tell it to be quiet. Helps sometimes, but just learning that you can turn that volume down on that inner critic is crucial to gaining more confidence and moving away from self-doubt. The fourth step on how you're going to do this is silencing that critic and replacing it with positive thoughts, positive affirmations. So let's just say that, you know, that negative, that inner critic is really negative. We all know it is, right? And it's throwing out something that says, let's do the, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, right? Who do you think you are? You're going to quieten that down and you're going to replace it with, I am deserving of this promotion at work. I am deserving of this life. I deserve the life of my dreams. I am worthy. I am worthy of friends. I am worthy of a promotion. I am worthy to be running my own business. I am worthy to stand up for myself. I am worthy to say how I feel and what I think about things. My voice deserves to be heard. Yeah? So you're just gonna quieten it down and then replace it with these positive affirmations, these positive words, these more uplifting words. And because what that will do is start to boost your confidence, boost your self-esteem, and allow the self-doubt to quieten down and really fade into the background. It never goes all together. I mean, I've never met anyone that doesn't ever have self-doubt. There will always be self-doubt. It will always be there somewhere, but you can learn to quieten it down and boost up and turn the volume up on positivity, on affirmations, of words of endearment for yourself, like I love you, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to put this out without it sounding to just be positive and everything's great, because it's not just about that. It's learning to balance the two. So replacing the negative thoughts with these beautiful, powerful affirmations that make you feel good about yourself is the key. The fifth step, once you've done all the other four, we've got to the fifth, is you're going to start practicing small steps and trusting yourself. So what do I mean by this? You're going, all right, let me just use the work example again. Say you really want to make a presentation, you want to be able to talk at work, you want to be able to present. Maybe you suggest to your boss, to your manager, hey, the next meeting, can I present? Can I present to the team? Can I share what I know? Right? It puts you in a very vulnerable position to speak if that's your thing. It could be that you make a small step to going to a particular restaurant or a bar that you would never go to, because who do you think you are going in there, right? Like, who do you think you are? Maybe you apply for a job that you just would never have done before because you don't think, your doubt creeps in and says you're not good enough for this role. So just taking really, really small steps and small actions to start trusting yourself, and that builds up the inner strength, the inner trust to make bigger decisions. I always say, I think you've heard me say this before, about inspired action. Inspired action isn't a thing. Instead, inspired action is a series of small events that build up to this bigger thing. And that's what moves us along in life, right? We don't take necessarily such big, massive action. We take small, manageable, tiny little steps towards our goal that then makes our goal come in to fruition and to come together. We always see these big celebrities out there, right? Like, you can see them all the time on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, how they're famous and how it looks like they've just suddenly got there. They haven't. They've spent time and energy, years, building up to that moment, building up to where they are today. And I think it's really crucial that we remind ourselves of that when the self-doubt comes in. It's tiny, tiny steps, small steps. The bigger the steps you can do, the better for you, right? Great, but tiny steps are fine. That we learn to trust ourselves, we learn to trust our inner voice, our inner wisdom, our inner being, who we really are. And when we do that, we become very powerful. We become super powerful. We become the person we want to become, the person who we are, the person who we were meant to be right now. And when we do that, it just changes, can change our life, can change where we are, change everything. But it all starts with going right back to the beginning, recognizing self-doubt for what it is and nothing more. And then building up to the point that you can take small little action to trust yourself, to move out of the self-doubt, to boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence, to feel like an empowered woman. And that's where you want to be. That's what it takes. If this is resonating with you and you think, shit, yeah, this is me, this is what I've got, that's it, that's how I feel all the time, this doubt, this niggly thing is always tapping away, and it feels like it's chipping away all the time when I try to do something new, or try to do anything, then I have the perfect freebie for you. I'll put it down below. It's a self-discovery guide. It's a series of questions and some techniques that you can do right now completely for free that's going to help you move with this and help you start building up the picture of your life that you want to live. It's completely for free. I'll put it down below. Go and grab it now and get started. Make that the small action that you take today towards trusting yourself, towards inner strength, in the right direction. I really hope you like this video. As always, thank you so much to subscribing to my channel and liking this video. Please comment below. Let me know what it is that comes up for you with the self-doubt. Like, what is it that is recurring for you? I think for me, I've said, it's who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And I heard that in my childhood and through adult. Who do you think you are that you should get that promotion over someone else, right? Who do you think you are? Is that something maybe you have, or you've got something different? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Again, thank you so much for watching my video, and I can't wait to read all your comments. Yeah, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.